What's going on, sports card hobby family? It is another day. It is another sports card video. How the heck are we doing, guys?
I feel pretty good too. I think I finally got some sleep.
I hope everybody is having a great weekend. If you missed yesterday morning, you had the chance to make fun of my recent eBay purchases. Did a live stream yesterday morning that was actually really fun, just kind of rolling through my eBay buys recently. Some probably were not on people's radar, so definitely check that one out. That was a fun, about a 1 hour stream. Today we're going to talk about autographs. Before I get started, big shout out to today's video sponsor, COMC.com, your home for buying, selling, and flipping all the hottest trading cards. Their consignment marketplace now home to over 32 million cards from baseball's biggest stars like Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, and Mookie Betts to Marvel favorites like Spider-Man, Thor, and Captain America. COMC has something for every type of collector, so make sure to visit COMC.com today to build out your collection with your favorite cards. I will have a link below in the video description, as well as pinned in the comments, COMC.com. All right, guys, I want to shout out another content creator that's actually a store that has been commenting on my videos for months. It is Vintage Sports Shack. And he would comment. I remember first seeing the comment and thinking like, this is interesting, kind of a marketing play that this guy's doing. So he would just comment on my video, Vintage Sports Shack, Angola, Indiana, come visit us or something like that. And he did it on other YouTube channels as well. So he would kind of use that as like a free marketing, like get into the comment section, where you can just like kind of place your store information, come visit us, and I thought that was actually really clever. He now has his own YouTube channel, and maybe he's had it for a bit, but he's definitely ramped it up. And yes, he dances at the end of every video. Very, very entertaining. He had a really, really good video though here recently, and it's about autographs. It's centered around autographs. And I remember just kind of seeing this at the National. We talked about this in the National recap. There is definitely, it's either an influx of people doing this, or it's just dealers are bringing this out because it's trendy, it's hot right now. And what I'm talking about are the authenticated in-person autographs. So one example that I'll use is Ken Griffey Jr. Fleer rookie card. And I literally saw dealers that had 30 of these where they're signed, they're authenticated by PSA or BGS, 10 grade, and that's the deal of $199. But I saw lots of this at the National. I mean, more than I've ever seen going back. I've been to the last 3 Nationals. This was the first time I really noticed it. A lot of vintage dealers that also kind of had this inventory in play. And so I'm wondering, are they going out and doing it themselves? Have they always had this inventory? And they're like, oh, okay, this is trendy. Let's bring this out. I'm not exactly sure, the ins and outs of it, but it's very interesting. But the one thing that Vintage Sports Shack is talking about in this video is the kind of the overabundance, the potential for just kind of the oversaturation of autographs, whether we're talking about pack pulled, type stuff that comes through a manufacturer, or we're talking about the in-person stuff. It's become very, very popular to go and get cards signed at shows, and to do TTM stuff where you're mailing it away. Ryan Sandberg or whatever charges $10. You send him the money. He sends it back to you. Fantastic. Win-win for everybody. But the point is, and actually before I go further, I'm really only addressing if you care about values down the road. So if you were buying this thing and you're thinking, okay, I'm buying this Ken Griffey Jr. in-person auto, $199 authentic, and I think it's going to be $1,000 down the road. It may very well be. I can't see the future, obviously. None of us can, except for Flipping Steve. He's got that Back to the Future Almanac thing. But I'm looking at it, there just seems to be more and more and more supply. Now, if you're a collector or you're a very casual collector, meaning like you're not even really into cards, but you're like, you know what, this is actually a really cool piece I could put in my office. It's a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. It's signed by him. It's authenticated. It's $199. Great. You're not necessarily hoarding them because you think they're going to be worth $1 zillion down the road, but it's just a nice, cool thing to put in your office. That's different. Put that over here in this side, in this bucket. I'm only talking about if you care about future values. This could be something to just kind of keep an eye on. And I know there's a lot of collectors out here that'll say like, I don't care about values. Well, you know who does care about values? your wife, your husband, your family, because look, we're all investing time, money, energy into this hobby. It's fantastic. And look, there's some of us that might have a $10 million net worth, and maybe they've got $100,000 of cards. And yeah, maybe your wife doesn't care if that's worth zero down the road. Maybe it is just kind of a fun thing. Everybody's situation is going to be different. I know, just speaking from my house, from my home, I don't know why sometimes I have a southern twang that just comes. I'm not sure. But in my house, it does matter to me, and it matters to my wife. If we really dig down deep, like, yeah, is she expecting to get huge money out of Bobby Hebert cards down the road? No. That's why I don't have thousands of Bobby Hebert cards. And I have to assume that there's people that are in the same boat as me, at least some. So I'm going to bring up actually my favorite card that I own, and it falls in this bucket that we're talking about. I've shown it here on the channel before, and it's the Black Refractor Rookie Card Topps Chrome numbered to 100. And this is signed in person autograph. And I got this card because of the uniqueness of the card. I know that it used to sit in a BGS 9 slab. I know the kind of the backstory behind this card. So I know that there's not a massive condition issue with it. And I've thought about, it's got the authentic card grade. I've thought about sending it in and just getting the card grade on it, because I know it was a high grade previously with BGS, even if it was a PSA 6 or 7 or whatever. Maybe I sent it to BGS. I'm not exactly sure. What I'm getting at here is I saw a lot of Breeze autographs, and I wanted something really unique. And there's not another Black Refractor that's signed by him currently. Now, maybe there's one that's down the road. There is. This one's signed by him, and it's inscribed Cool Breeze. So I looked at this card, and I was just thinking, look, there is not another Drew Brees collectible like this one. Yes, there's signed helmets that might say Cool Breeze or Hurricane Drew, but to get one of his best cards, really top two, I would say it's this card or it's his Contenders auto. Those are the top two rookie cards for Breeze, in my opinion. Maybe others would disagree, but I was thinking, look, if I'm going to get a monster Breeze PC card and it's going to be kind of a foundational piece, I have to have it be unique. It's got to be something that's really, really unique. And so for me personally, that was the one. That was the one for me to be kind of my headliner Drew Brees PC card. But to his point, to Vintage Sports Shack, he actually tells a story about he's got a Mickey Mantle 57 Topps card autographed. It is a 2 grade with an authentic auto grade, and he says it's worth about $15,000. He makes a comparison to Jeff Wilson. We've talked about his trade that he did. Actually, I love that card, and then he ended up trading it back, trading it away, was that RPA that he got for 130, 140, traded it back or whatever. But the point that this guy was making is that my Mantle card, which this guy died young, he's not still signing, it's about 15 grand, and this is Mickey Mantle we're talking about. Whereas we've got Steph Curry. Now, the RPA is not a great example, but take any other Steph Curry card. Take any other that's not a rookie card auto. To take a 10th year Curry card, let's just say. He most likely is going to be signing for the next 30 plus years, just like Drew Brees. These guys are going to be signing. Their autographs are not going to be rare at all. They're not rare right now, let alone the absolute tsunami of autographs coming in the future, especially with Fanatics coming into the fray and really kind of pushing this with, the Players Association. Hey, let's get involved. There's money to be made. There will be no shortage, unless we have a Kobe Bryant situation where he passes early. There's not going to be a shortage of these autos. And even Kobe Bryant has a lot of autographs. So just think about that. Think about that for a second. Kobe Bryant actually has a fair amount of autographs, and he's not going to be signing. One guy, NASCAR's not popular, but me and Flipping Steve have talked about this. Dale Earnhardt Sr., he passed away fairly young, late 90s, early 2000s. He's a GOAT of NASCAR outside of Richard Petty and maybe Jimmy Johnson, depending on who you talk to. He does not have a lot of autographs. He doesn't. He's got some in-person stuff, obviously. People get, stuff signed at the raceway or whatever, but he doesn't have a lot of pack-pulled autograph stuff. Vintage Sports Shack tells a story about, it's either his buddy or maybe it's his dad, that's in the 70s collected in-person card autographs for the simple reason that he wanted to have his autograph collection and his card collection in the same place. So as opposed to having his card collection and then having, baseballs signed by players, this was great because he could keep it all in one spot. I mean, look, this stuff takes up space. Who has space for, 1,000 signed helmets? So the idea is I can basically kind of combine the two. Fantastic. It's a win-win. So he would go, and this was in the 70s, and basically what he's saying is nobody did this. nobody did it. Everyone showed up with a bat, with a helmet, with a glove. No one showed up with cards, and now it's become in vogue. It's very interesting. It's an interesting topic in today's market. So we have an abundance of autographs. So there's a little bit of buyer beware, I think, with this. Is this person going to be signing for a long time? Did they sign? You have to look back. Who are guys that maybe don't have that long history of signing autographs? And I think that if it does get really diluted and watered down, then is it that special? Is there that huge premium, on top of these cards? It'll be interesting to see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I will put a link to Vintage Sports Shack's video. This guy's hilarious, and he's got a great channel. So make sure to go check him out. If you like what you see, subscribe to his channel. And this is a great video because he offers a really great perspective in his video. All right, guys, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.